And this is something I don't have any background on, but it's motherhood. I watch your vlogs. See, I told you I'm like a journalistic researcher. I watch your vlogs with your daughter, and you have a chit chat hour? What is it?
Yeah, and I told myself I was going to record more of that, but sometimes life is just life, and I don't always have time to put the camera
your daughter.
up.
She's going to be here.
But yeah, like when we do her homework or work on projects, I have like so many things that I've recorded, honestly, before I even started vlogging that I just never put out.
Yeah.
But we always record us just sitting down and doing stuff. So, yeah, that's my twin, man. Like, I don't
literally.
I mean, literally, like in every way, like looks wise, personality wise, like that's twin him.
Yeah.
But it's when I found, I told you the first thing that I said was my life is over. When I found out I was pregnant, I didn't know that having her would encourage me to do what I wanted to do even more.
Okay.
And it makes me just want to show her, like, look, baby, you can do what you want to do.
Whatever.
Like, I support whatever you want to do. And thank God for my parents that really supported me, because that was the one thing I didn't touch earlier. My parents, if my parents weren't as supportive with me being a DJ, I wouldn't be where I'm at, because they were the ones who invested in equipment. Do you need us to watch London? You got a show tonight. Like, so supportive from the very beginning. They never once told me that I couldn't do it, or it was too late in my life, or you in college, don't think about that. Like, the minute I told them that's what I want to do, my dad was like, all right, what we need to get?
Yeah.
They
That's
were
good,
on it.
though. Some parents are like...
They did not side. I mean, and this is coming from a child who did violin, piano for like 5 years. But when I told them this, they were like, okay, all right, let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah. And they supported it.
And
I think parents should be that way.
Like, because you never know. Like, when you pour into your child and it's something they want to do.
Yeah.
And I hope to be that same way with London. But, I mean, motherhood is it's the most beautiful, difficult thing in the world, because it's a lot of things that you don't understand, but you get the patience to understand it through time. Yeah. And that's when you really find out what love is. Yeah. You think you know what love is before.
Someone told me that. Like, you don't know until you got
your love for your child.
A mini-me that look like you.
And when you realize it ain't about you no
more. Yeah.
But you're okay with that. Yeah. You're okay with, not doing what you would normally do, or leaving the party early, or just for real. Like, I will let you know, like, it's when you're okay with it not being about you anymore, because love is sacrifice and compromise. It's like, listen, I love you this much that this doesn't matter. Hey, whatever I want to do, it does not matter.
You'll quit DJing.
I will. Listen, easily. My dad always says, one of my dad's things that he said my whole life, if it comes to comes down to taking care of my kids, I will shovel shit.
Yeah.
That's what my dad always says, being that I will, whatever I got to do to make sure you're good, which is why I think I was stuck in accounting for so long, because my first job out of school, it wasn't in journalism and mass communications. Like, I had my DJ gigs on the weekends until I could go full-time, but for my full-time job, I was in accounting at Wells Fargo, and it was the only thing that was paying the bills, but it took care of her, and it, got her the things that she needed and put her in the programs that she needed to be in, so...
Yeah, and now you're at the point where...
I just do this full-time, and she's like, Mommy, you got to work tonight?
Yeah.
And I love any event that I could take her with me. Like,
I was going to ask you that. Has she been in any event?
Anytime it's a family-friendly event. Like, actually, in a couple weeks, I have an event with an organization called Hurdles and Hills by this woman named Lanier. Shout out to Lanier. But it's called Hurdles and Hills, and it's going to be a vision board party. And all of these mothers will come with their daughters, and, they'll kind of set their goals for the year, and I'll be the DJ. So that's an event that I'll be bringing London with me. She can work on her vision board. We'll probably speak a little bit. And so anything like that, or when I do lyrics on the lake in Winston in the summertime, she comes with me to that. Yep. At the, oh my gosh, Sika.
Yeah.
It's at Sika every other Friday in the summertime. It's a good time. You and your wife y'all should come out. Come out in the summer. It's a lot of like neo soul performers, or just musicians. It's just a very relaxed event, and we have like food and things like that. It's a good time.
And I love that you're exposing her, because I think my biggest thing, like one of the things where I started even the podcast, is exposure. Yeah. Like, I grew up in a very small town. The biggest place was the old folks' home in Houston, North Carolina. The old folks home. We got a huge one. We got a lot of old folks out there. But like, it's exposure. Like, you don't know what you want to be until you see it.
Yeah.
Like, you could be the smartest person in the world, but you got to see
when
something.
You're in that.
You got to see something. And, like, I think it's so, shout out my mother. She let me see a lot.
Yeah.
And growing up in Kinston, very small town, 20,000 people, probably 17, 16 now. But she let me see stuff. She took me to Charlotte.
Yeah.
She took me to Raleigh. She took me to Florida. We've been to different places growing up as a single mother. And I can say the exposure was everything. So
it lets you know you can have it.
yeah, you can. You can. And, like, as a kid, you don't get it. You just in those spaces and you meeting these people, that people with your mother and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But later in life, when you realize you've met people from different cultures, you've seen this type of event, you've seen that type of event, you want more, you realize you can do this. And so I'm glad that you're taking her to these events because she's going to see all of these things. Yeah. And when she's about 18, 19, 20, and she's thinking about whatever she wants to do, she has this, like, the memory don't go nowhere.
Yeah.
It don't go anywhere. So this memory book and this scrapbook of things that she can refer back to and say, this is what I want to become.